Hey everyone, we are back at Universal Studios Florida. We're going to be going inside today to check out the latest construction progress on Halloween Horror Nights. The event is just 6 weeks away. There's been construction that's been going on throughout the park as it relates to the scare zones. And we're also going to talk about something that is coming to Halloween Horror Nights for the very first time, something we've never seen at the event before. We're going to talk about all that. We'll show you everything that you need to see as far as progress goes. So let's head inside.
As soon as we got inside, I wanted to stop by VillainCon, which is Universal's newest attraction, and just see if they were still soft opening. And even at just about 7 p.m., they're still letting people in at a 25-minute wait. But we're not going to be riding VillainCon today. We already rode it twice. If you haven't checked that video out, I will leave it up in the corner. But we are going to start over here in the New York section of the park, because as you guys can see, there's some pretty big construction updates when it comes to the scare zone that's coming here. So right when you first come into New York, this was where the tribute store used to be. And just to give you a heads up for this year's HHN event, it will not be over here. It's going to be over in the Beverly Hills section where the Jurassic Park one currently is. But right next to it, there is this giant structure with a ton of lighting and then like some sort of a stage or a platform over here as well. This popped up probably overnight because we were here like just 2 days ago and this was not here. So I came on the back side of the truss over here, and the more that I'm looking at it, this actually looks like it might just be scaffolding to be able to get the workers up to tie the lights onto the actual truss. So I don't think that's a stage of any kind. I think they're just using that for scaffolding, just to be able to get up high in order to do the construction. But something that's really interesting is this giant stage that is directly across from it. And this is easily the biggest set piece I think that we've seen so far, and I think that even exists. You can see this is a really, really big rig of truss. You got some lights that are already mounted up and hanging from up there. And then, like I said, the stage itself over here is really, really big. So I'm really interested to see what this actually turns out to be.
And if you guys have been following along with all of the latest speculation maps that have been coming out by Horror Night Nightmares and the ones that we've actually covered on this channel as well, the symbols that are on the New York section for the speculation map, it's just a whole bunch of like cryptic symbols. So nobody really knows like what that is supposed to be yet. I actually just ran into a viewer and they were just asking me like what is coming here, and I didn't know because I can't understand the messaging that's on the little thing. So we'll just have to wait and see what this actually turns out to be, but that stage is really, really big.
And as far as New York goes, that's pretty much it, other than some lighting that has made its way on top of the buildings. You can see that they started to add some area lighting up top. There's a couple on the buildings down here as well, but as far as big props, that's all that there really is right now. And as we're heading into the San Francisco area, they got some more trussing over here, and they added the lights to the top of this. And you can see the trussing that's right in front of Lombard's Landing has their lights installed on the top. That wasn't there the other day when we were here. There's another one right there. And that trussing with the lights on it over here in San Francisco is all that's popped up in this area so far. Normally there's some sort of a structure or something going on in front of the Fast and the Furious exit for the ride, but there's nothing there right now except this one singular piece of truss. So we'll keep an eye on this over the days and weeks ahead and see what else pops up. We showed this in our last video, but they have this giant truss structure, and I mean giant, outside of Salty Sketches over here. It's usually a bar area back here, but this is a really, really big piece of trussing.
We made our way back into Diagon Alley now, and now traditionally, if you're trying to escape scary things at Halloween Horror Nights, this is a place where you can come and kind of hide out from some of the scary things. But this year, it's going to be a little bit different.
It was rumored that the Death Eaters would be coming to Universal Studios as part of Halloween Horror Nights, and by the looks of the staging that has popped up here outside of Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, looks like that is confirmed. This is the same staging that they use over in Islands of Adventure when the Death Eaters come out over there, and that's usually in the fall as well. But now that it's over here, all but confirms that the Death Eaters will be a part of HHN this year.
Now keep in mind, that is not confirmed by Universal. I'm just putting 2 and 2 together and making 4, because that is the exact same staging and props that they had out last year and in years past for when the Death Eaters are in Hogsmeade. And the strong rumor was that they would be coming to this year's event. Time will tell. We'll wait for Universal to officially announce it, but either way, I am really, really excited. Whether they're coming here on non-HHN nights or if they're going to be part of the event itself, it's going to be really cool, because we never come back into Diagon Alley during Horror Nights because we're just so busy doing everything else. But we've seen the photos of people just being back here by themselves, and it looks quite nice. And if we can mix the Death Eaters in with that, it's gonna be a good place to come and take a little bit of a break.
Then out here outside of the owl post, there's some even more props. You can see a couple of these, wooden boxes. There's a couple bird cages with some owls missing at the moment, but they use these to kind of disguise the effects and lighting. So my guess is there's fog machines under there, and you're gonna have fog coming out from those holes over there. But the Death Eaters are coming. All right, hold up one second. I came outside of Diagon Alley, and I'm over here in London, and there's some more props. There's this trunk over here, and then there is this crate, which looks like it has some sort of like mesh in front of it. So my guess is that's a speaker of some sort. But will the Death Eaters be coming out into London too? That would be crazy. They're gonna be all over the place.
Seeing those updates got me really, really excited. If they bring them here for Halloween Horror Nights, that is gonna be so, so cool. Seeing the Death Eaters over at Islands of Adventure is like one of my favorite things to do in the fall months here at Universal, and it would be awesome if they do come here. It looks like they are though.
So I popped in the best place to get air conditioning while you're in the park, and that's the Men in Black gift shop. And I found all these new Marvel plushies. They have like every character. And I feel like Tom DeLonge from Blink-182 would really like this gift shop.
So even though we're close to Halloween Horror Nights, the big news that came out of Universal earlier today has nothing to do with Halloween Horror Nights, and it has to do with the area that's behind me, and that is the former KidZone. So Universal put out some information earlier today saying that the new Dreamworks themed land is coming to Universal Studios Florida in 2024. Next year, Universal Orlando Resort will debut an all-new themed land inspired by Dreamworks Animation's beloved collection of animated characters. Currently being developed in the former KidZone location, the new area will immerse guests of all ages in a vibrant, family-friendly experience that bring popular franchises like Shrek, Trolls, and Kung Fu Panda to life in a whole new way. Plus, guests can enjoy special meet and greets with these and other characters like Gabby from Gabby's Dollhouse. Now, once they closed KidZone and they started the construction on the new land, everybody thought it was going to be Dreamworks because the construction walls have Dreamworks characters on them, and that's pretty much Universal's bread and butter when it comes to more kids content. There was a very, very brief rumor that this was going to turn into a Pokemon land, but that did not last long at all, and it was kind of like the worst kept secret that this was going to become Dreamworks. So we're over here. Let's go take a look at the current construction.
And it's actually gone vertical. We can see somewhat of what's going on. You can see there's a crane over here. The Woody Woodpecker coaster looks like it's still pretty much intact. And you have some more like scaffolding and some construction going on over there on the right. And like I was mentioning, the construction walls have all Dreamworks characters on them. You can see there's one of the trolls over here. I'm not sure who this is, but you get the idea. There's Megamind, Shrek down there, and it just goes all the way back to the entrance of E.T. This is my favorite right here, Guy Diamond. Remember when they first brought this meet and greet out and he used to fart glitter? So given how close KidZone is to E.T., just keep that in mind when you're coming back here. It's like a construction mess. I feel like I'm in Epcot. So we're entering Central Park now from the area closest to KidZone, and I'm not really seeing anything new. I mean, they had these trusses out the other day when we were here. They did add some lights to the top of them, and they do have like a green covering because this is rumored to be a jungle-themed scare zone. So yeah, pretty light on updates when it comes to Central Park. Pretty much just those trusses that we saw the last time we were here and that I just showed you, with the lights on them, and then this truss structure has popped up as well. As we're heading into Beverly Hills, we see this kind of L-shaped lighting truss over here, and it looks like that's pretty much the extent of it. You can see they got some lighting up on top of the buildings, but as far as actually like set pieces and props, we're still probably 2 weeks away from that. Now, Beverly Hills is always my favorite area for a scare zone because it is the largest. I mean, New York is probably just as big, but they have so much space that they can do something really cool with.
Now, back in 2018, they had a scare zone at Halloween Horror Nights called Vamp 85, I believe it was, and it took place on New Year's Eve night in the 80s, and all the vampires and the creatures were kind of like 80s themed creatures. So if Vamp 69, which is the rumored scare zone that's supposed to be coming here in the Beverly Hills section, is anything like that, you could probably expect some like hippie vampires or some like Woodstocky, 1960s style vampires. Could be pretty interesting. We'll see. Again, all this is speculation. The only thing we know so far is Chucky, Stranger Things, and The Last of Us.
Then at the other entrance to the Beverly Hills area, they have another one of those like L-shaped trusses, is what I'm gonna call them. And that's all that's here. Other than the lighting that's like on top of the buildings, you just have a truss in the front and then a truss over here on this side. So we're heading out now because it looks like it's gonna rain, but as we're going through the gift store, just wanted to show you the new 1912 collection, which celebrates the anniversary of Universal Studios. They have a whole bunch of different pieces of merchandise. You have your tumblers and your shot glasses and some more tumblers over here. Looks like they have some license plates and some stationery. And then this is my favorite thing. This is really, really cool. Again, I would never wear this because it's Florida, but they have like a Letterman style Universal Studios jacket, established in 1912. That is really cool. Here's a look at the front of it. It is $90. And then it says Universal Studios on one side and has the U on the other.
All right, guys, so that is going to do it for our quick visit out here to Universal Studios to give you guys an update on Halloween Horror Nights. They're already moving. And like I said, we were here like 2 days ago. I think it was 2 days ago. And there's already a lot that has changed, especially over in New York. They put those stages and that trussing up really, really fast. So we will be back out here as much as we possibly can between now and the start of the event to cover all the progress, and we'll get to speculate even more about what those scare zones are going to be. It's going to be an exciting 6 weeks as we head into the start of HHN. So if you guys enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, make sure you give the video a nice big thumbs up, subscribe to our channel down below so you don't miss out on all of our future videos to come. And with that being said, we'll see you guys real soon.